Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. Success is looking for a good place to stay. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself.
You have to lose your fear of failure. Failure is a part of the process. People who never fail, never try. You have to fail. You got to get it wrong to get it right. You learn nothing from winning. You only learn from your failures.
You should push yourself beyond your limits of tolerance in your 20s to find out where it is. How much can you work? How disciplined can you become? Like, can you work 12 hours a day? Can you work 8 hours a day? Can you work 3 hours a day? Like, flat out. Where's your limit? How much work can you do and how much socialization? You should find out. Push yourself past and then back off to that point where it's optimally sustainable. It's good to think about that as a goal. It's like you're trying to discover what your limitations are when you're in your 20s so that you can hit that edge, so that you can sustain yourself across the decades. Too much fun takes you out. You don't want to be the oldest guy at the disco. You know, it's not fun being the 40-year-old at the singles bar, precisely. You want to make sure that what you're doing is age appropriate, and you want to push yourself in every direction that you can, but you should be doing that with an aim in mind. It's like you're trying to make yourself into a better and more competent person. And so some discipline along with the fun is a good idea.
We have infinite potential. We literally can do whatever we want. And it's not about what does it cost? What can I fit into my budget? It's about what do you really want?
If you just make up your mind you're going to do it, the way will be shown, but you've got to have the courage to step out and do it. It doesn't matter how many people have been trying for how long. That doesn't make any difference. You can make the difference.
We need to find ways of accommodating failure into the narrative of our lives so that when we do fail, we do not feel or have to accuse ourselves always of being losers. One of the great enemies of creativity at a corporate and a personal level is the fear of failure. And no creativity, as Nietzsche told us, no creativity can occur without an accommodation with failure. If you are not prepared to fail, whether that's as a client, as an agency, as an individual, if you're not prepared to fail, you cannot succeed.
You know why you can't tell it to everybody? Because if you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. God has shown you some amazing stuff in your life that you thought was brilliant. Then you took it to your friends and your family, and you shared it with them, and they shot it down. You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. You know why they couldn't see it? Because God didn't show it to them. He showed it to you.
It's easy to give up.
Hell yeah.
It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm going to do the same thing again today, but I'm going to try to go harder. That's the hardest thing.
In a world that's changing so quickly, the biggest risk you can take is not taking any risk.
Stop waiting for things to happen. I know that every single one of you out there has some desire going through your mind right now, but you don't act on it because you're too scared to fail, be rejected, or get uncomfortable. It can be moving to another city, asking out that girl you met in the park, or quitting your job in order to start that interesting business idea. No matter what it is, trying is always better than waiting. If you wait, you will always stay right where you are, while if you try, you can either succeed or fail, learn from it, and do it better the next time.
You don't have to have a doctorate or a PhD or a master's degree. What you have to have is determination. You have to have an inner will to get things done. You have to have a desire. You can't quit. You can't say, I'm a failure. You're not a failure. You're not. You're a wonderful, strong, intelligent youngster. Take advantage of that. Trust in God, trust in yourself, and step forward. Put one foot in front of another. Without your brains, without your ambition, this world will be nothing. Nothing, because old people like me die off. Just remember, never quit. Never quit.
Don't let your small failures make you lose sight of your bigger picture.
Listen, getting successful, it's not a magic trick. You can decide to be rich. It's highly doable. But you first have to think it. The difference between successful people and non-successful people is here. I'm no better than none of y'all. If you want to be successful, you have to change this.
Two of the most powerful words in the language, I will promise yourself you will never give up. I asked the kids, how long should a baby try to learn how to walk? How long? How long would you give your average baby before you shut him off? How long? See, any mother in the world would say, you're crazy. My baby's going to keep trying until it learns how to walk. What a magic formula.
The breakthrough for me was to accept that I was hopelessly average and that was still going to allow me to be successful. And so for me, the breakthrough was reading about the brain, like just brain science and understanding brain plasticity. And so once I understood, whoa, like your brain actually can change. So that means that just because I'm not good at something today doesn't mean I can't get good at it tomorrow. And so it was like, well, wait a second. If the average human is actually designed to get better, like that is our fundamental design. Not that I'm special, not that I'm smarter than anybody, but once I realized, oh my God, that is what the DNA of the human animal is designed to do, is learn and grow from context. And so then it was just like, okay, word, like if you're gonna just focus on being the learner, then get your sense of pride out of being willing to admit what you're not good at and to sit at somebody else's feet and learn. And all of my success is a result of that.
Here's the big challenge of life. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. That's the challenge. And of course, the other side of the coin reads, unless you change how you are, you'll always have what you got.